Thank you, Steve. Okay, Alex. So we had that big break. I just want to start off with a question for you because to me it's pretty significant. I haven't seen it in a while. What do you make out of NASDAQ knocking at the door at a new all-time high, and the S&P is about, I don't know, 35, 40 handles underneath their, maybe even 50 under their old high?
For me, it's a clear sign for not a really healthy market, market without a decision.
Okay. All right. So, I'm just guessing because I don't do a lot of internal work, but, the S&P, a much broader measure, probably the broadest, unless you start going to the Russell 2000 and, some of the other measures, that breadth most likely is deteriorating on this rally. Probably not going to get, some of the internals will be ugly at new highs in NASDAQ. So, to me, it's a warning sign. DAX is your specialty in indices. So the DAX actually had a bigger break, deeper break, and it's been weaker on its advance too compared to U.S. forces.
Correct, absolutely right. Yes.
Yeah, it's more like the Russell. So, what are you seeing?
It's actually a quite good timing for today because you see that huge green candle here, with a huge gap from yesterday. I start with that chart because it's just a technical chart, and I wanted to look at the moving averages here. The green one, the MA50, the purple one, the 200. MA100, and the yellow one down here, the 200. So what we saw on Friday, we broke the Bollinger Band, the lower one.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I
and
see it.
We actually closed below there. And then it was the weekend, and that action opening above on the Monday after a sell-off is the one story, but not taking out the low of the previous Friday when it sell off, that's very untypical for DAX.
Who bought the close Friday? That's what I want to know. I want to know what kind of technique they used to buy the close on Friday.
I don't know, because it was
just it had to be a coin flip, bull on one side, bear on the other. So,
I mean, the U.S. market was the front runner. There was no action in the European or German market. So, the DAX basically did what U.S. did. So, I don't know.
Almost looks like you have an island top in DAX with all that gapping action, gapping up towards the highs, and then pulling back, and then the gap down leaves like about a 2-week island up there. See that? That's just an island because it gapped up to that level and then gapped down, and left all of those people are trapped on the island. It reminds me of the series Lost. You ever see Lost, Alex?
Yeah.
They're on this island right now. How are they going to get off the island? I mean, maybe it rallies back to your 78.6 level, but they'll still be trapped on the island. So maybe they'll have some hope if we rally up towards what you have labeled as 78.6, that area.
That area, yes.
Yeah, what are the fan lines going to tell you?
I like that confluence here.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure we get it today, probably with US opening bell. And I like that gap here, the 346 area. I mean, that's reasonable to reach. What I don't think is that we go to that gap up here. So the area of interest is definitely here from 270 up to 350. And then it will show. For me, it's still a sell because, as I said before, I don't like that formation. And I first want to see DAX here on the ME 100, probably lower by end of February.
Okay, so what are you looking for? Maybe about 10% from the highs here in DAX?
10%, yeah, something between 5 and 8.
Okay. All right.
I mean, if things go really bad, and we all know that China was the great catalyst in every single market.
Great point.
And I still don't underestimate this thing, because this is getting huge.
Okay, so that's an interesting point, and I was talking to someone about it, during times like even during the Great Recession, China didn't get hit as bad. They weren't as hit as bad as we were. And part of the rationale for us coming out of it was China's strength leading the way, the global economy. And so if they could pull us out of something,
yeah,
they can, you can't have it both ways. That then it doesn't matter if they have weakness. So I was thinking that, a lot of people comparing this to SARS, and it's so different as far as the curve of infections is like parabolic on this compared to SARS. And the other point, Alex, is, China was growing even though it was fabricated.
Yeah.
And the numbers are still fabricated, but they were fabricating 8, 9, 10% growth in 2008.
Correct.
So they were in a stronger position to deal with the crisis. So they lost 80%, 90% of their hog population. They now have crop problems. That's why they've been stockpiling wheat for many years, something called an army worm attacking their grains. And now they have, besides trade sanctions on them, they have this virus. So,
yeah,
it's hard for me to think that it's not going to mean anything eventually.
I mean, the first thing, it's a human tragedy. That's
good point.
The very top, but don't underestimate the economic consequences. And what I think, China will be capable to get it somehow done, probably in the country, but as soon as the thing is spreading, imagine India or whatever, I think this is getting out of control then.
Okay, so you still have think it's possible that we're taking this too lightly, and this could be the unexpected black swan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
So then maybe what we should be looking at is something, even what we're looking at here, a daily chart. Maybe we should be looking at some of your weekly work, and to give us more of or anything you want to show. Anyway, so go ahead. So you think eventually we're going to get at least a test of the 200-day down there?
If things go very bad, then we see the 200 MA.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's 700 points away from now. So I mean, that's not a big deal for DAX.
That's what I mean. If it's a big deal, you probably need to look at weekly and monthly charts and start looking at retracements of this whole bull move.
Yeah.
For what can really happen here if it's bad. To me, I think it would be a victory to hold 12.5. What do you think?
Yeah.
All right.
It probably could. So, okay, let's switch to my Yeah,
Oh
specialty.
yeah, here we go. You got my,
You like that, huh?
they laugh at me here, Alex, when I talk about lunar and solar eclipses.
Yeah, don't ask me.
Huh?
It's the same here.
Yeah. Anyway, let them laugh.
Yeah, I mean,
I can just shut the window on my pyramid
yeah.
and put my earmuffs over my tinfoil hat. I don't have to listen
No,
to them. All right. So what do you got?
to everyone, just look at the chart and build your own opinion about it. I mean, those numbers are not faked. Those are the accurate dates of solar and lunar eclipses.
Yeah.
And we see how the market responds to that. And that is clearly shown that we ran into a top or turning point. I wouldn't say top. I say turning point. I call it turning
Right.
point.
Okay.
So yeah, and in my model, those events are always the beginning or the start of a new cycle.
Okay. Do we have anything coming up?
Actually, not so soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we have no eclipses. Why Mars oppositions or conjunctions? Why just Mars?
A good question. From
Because didn't
backtesting,
Gann cover, that certain planets meant certain things as far as oppositions and conjunctions?
no, I was backtesting this data like 100 years ago, and Mars gave me the highest, or it's one of the planets which give me a high significance for that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Saved me some time. Because I used to, I look at all of them and pay attention to them, from a.
No, that this is getting confusing. Absolutely confusing. You have to get your favorite ones, which might have an impact on the market cycle, but it's impossible to get all those conjunctions and oppositions and whatever.
Yeah, I was more interested in oppositions.
And it's
conjunctions.
In reality, it is for me. It's not an astrological aspect. For me, it's the astronomical aspect because it serves as the most perfect timing machine.
Okay.
That's the point.
Okay. What else do you have to show us here today?
So, what else do I have? Yeah. Back to those cycles. Again, the Mars opposition highlighted here. Back to my Gann models, which I'm running on daily and the shorter time frame, and on the daily chart, the 144 trading or calendar day cycle is the one thing which interests me most. So all those time spans are either 144 trading days. That Balkan means bar, so it's 144 trading days, and the T here would be 144 calendar days. So just see here from top, low to top. I mean, for me, it guides me through upcoming turning points of the market.
All right. So where are we on your work now then, between your planetary and Gann work, where's the market sitting, and when's the next significant time frame? And it looks like we didn't really have any kind of significant time frame.
Not really,
at
because
the high.
because that high for me it was how should I say?
Just a temporary high, a high, not the high.
Well, it was pretty much pumped. What we saw after New Year, after Christmas, it wasn't rational for me. We had the Iran crisis and in the beginning of January, and as soon that was settled, the market went higher and higher and higher. So, and then China came. So basically, for me, we are in the middle of nothing now, and we have to wait, or I have to wait to get some order again into the chart and into the cycle.
Okay, so sit on your hands until. Okay.
I think that's why today surely will be important. As soon as U.S. markets opened, to see if that counter reaction from yesterday and today is valid. So I don't.
All right. So today we need to see if we're going to fail from this gap or try a higher level.
Correct.
Because right now it looks like this gap is about halfway back of the decline. We could, it may not be enough. So you sit on your hands. What are the dates on the right-hand side signifying? 8-1, 4-1, 3-1, 2-1.
You mean this? No, that's
the dates
from the Gann angles.
Oh, I see. Okay, that's where they'll come in time.
See?
All right. Okay.
Those are the Gann angles. Yeah.
I see. Okay. So we still have a Gann angle above it too.
Yep.
Right? Okay.
Yep. But as I said before, I really love that confluence, the MA50 with that 3-1 Gann angle here.
So you're going to try it today?
Yeah, sure. I tried.
Okay.
I always
and
tried.
how do you manage the risk on the trade? Were you wrong if you shorted up here into this gap?
If I really go short here at the 270 area, I will probably let it run slightly above the middle Bollinger Band here.
Okay. And you trade with stops or just mental stops?
I trade with stops. Sure.
Okay, good. Because you know my line about mental stops, right? Have you heard it?
The brain is too weak, so forget mental stops.
No, the last time I used a mental stop, my first stop was a mental institution.
Okay.
All right. So anyway, all right. So any other instruments or anything else you want to show us today? And I appreciate your candor about.
Well, we can take a look on DAX future. On the shorter time frame, that's the 5-minute time frame on an intraday basis. For me, we are done here. Absolutely. Okay. So, and the next target level will be around the 100 MA. That's 960, 970. So I'm really looking for a breakdown again. There is another gap in futures too, right here from Friday to Monday. And as I said before, that low wasn't taken out on Monday. So that's very untypical for DAX. So
okay,
I wanted to see her down.
Okay, so the best way to follow you, Alex, is your Twitter handle,
Correct.
right? Do you have anything else happening besides Twitter in
No.
your okay? No. All right, and your arms are crossed. That means you have a little lead on your short, and you look pretty confident there. I want to see an updated picture by the close today.
You like it?
I want you to do a selfie after you get short and see what you really look like when you're trading.
Okay. Deal.
All right.
That's
So
a deal.
All right. So you tweeted to me, and Alex, thanks for bringing your stuff and laying it out there that you're going to give this trade a shot, and always interesting work. And we're in a little bit of no man's land. I kind of feel that way too. And you know what you do the right thing today, and tomorrow takes care of itself, right, my trading warrior brother?
Thank you.
All right, everyone, that's Alex. Follow him if you trade DAX. He has some very interesting levels for you to pay attention to. Thank you for your time on Turnaround Tuesday today, Alex.
Thank you for having me. Thank you so much.
All right, buddy. My trading warrior brother, Zextra DAX 30. See everyone tomorrow. Adios. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Don't just count your DAX pips or your S&P or NASDAQ pips. Count your blessings. See everyone tomorrow. Adios.
Bye-bye, Dale. Thank you.
See you,
Bye.
Alex.